Hey guys, hope you have been studying for the test. Here's a video on question number 7. I'm going to do it a few different ways. The way I see it first is that I already have, where's my pen here? I already have two denominators that are the same, right? So, and we're solving for n, so I need to get n by itself. The first thing I'm going to do is I need to, if I'm subtracting something, I need to have this one have the same denominator as the other two. So that's fairly easy because I can rewrite 1. Anything over itself is just 1, right? So if you look over here in the corner, 3 over 3 is just 1. X over x is just 1. If I had Rachel over Rachel, that is just 1 Rachel, right? All right, so what I notice is that then I can just make, since I know that that's the case, I can just make this n minus 8 over n minus 8. Now you can see each denominator is the same. If each denominator is the same, that simply means that I can just worry about the numerator. What's actually happening, the math behind it is, check this out. If I multiply this entire equation by n minus 8, which means I have to distribute this n minus 8 to every single term in my equation, even past the equal sign, what happens is that these n minus 8, these denominators cancel out with what I'm multiplying by. And since I multiplied the entire equation on both sides of the equal sign, I haven't actually changed the value of the function. So all I have to worry about, because they're all the same denominator, is the numerator. Now watch this. Here's the second tricky part. I'm going to have 1 minus, and since I'm subtracting, I have to put n minus 8 in parentheses, because I'm subtracting the n, and I'm also subtracting negative 8, which means I'm technically adding 8, right? Is equal to 7. So now I have, let's distribute that negative. 1 minus n plus 8 equals 7. So 9 minus 8, I just combined my, oops, I didn't mean to do that. I meant n. 9 minus n, I just combined my 1 and my 8, my like terms, equals 7. Now if I subtract 9 from each side, I get negative n equals negative 2, and that means that positive n equals positive 2. Can divide both sides by negative 1. Okay, so and I have solved this for n is equal to 2, so is that correct? What happens if I make n 2 in the original equation? So let's go back and check our work. So if n was 2, that means that every denominator would be negative 6, okay? But let's just look at the left-hand side. And this numerator is 1 minus negative 6, right? And if I just add these together, I get 1 minus negative 6 is positive 7 over, and I just keep that denominator negative 6, which as you can see is, let's use a different color, let's use blue. 7 over, if I put in there, that would be 7 over negative 6. So negative 2, or I'm sorry, positive 2 works. Now I just want to mention, you guys, that math wants you to write this. The norm for writing a fraction that has one side negative and one side positive is you just bring the negative out. So positive 7 over negative 6 is really equal to negative, bring it out on the outside, negative 7/6. Okay, and that's technically what we're looking for there. So I want to, if you're cool with this, then you can just stop here, but I want to solve this a different way for those of you that think differently. Okay, and I think Mr. Ryder said that this is the way he did it in class, which is different than the way I think about it. But he had n minus 8. I'm going to write it the same way here that I had it, where I'm already going to change this to n minus 8 over n minus 8 equals 7 over n minus 8. Okay? And what he did is he simplified this side first. So he went ahead and said, okay, my denominator is n minus 8, that's because they already have a common denominator, and my numerator is 1 minus n minus 8 equals 7 over n minus 8. And let's keep going. Let's reduce this numerator. Remember, we decided it was negative n plus 9, or let's just call it 9 minus n over n minus 8 is equal to 7 over n minus 8. And then he cross multiplied, right? So he said 9 minus n times n minus 8, that's going to be one side of my new equation. I'm going to write it up here, you guys. So one side is going to be 9 minus n times n minus 8 is equal to 7 times n minus 8. Now this is cool, you guys. I can divide both sides by n minus 8, and my n minus 8 cancels out on both sides. Okay, bam, Tetris. And what I have left is 9 minus n equals 7. Subtract 7. Well, let's not do that. Let's subtract 9 from both sides. Negative n equals negative 2, which means positive n equals positive 2. For those of you who don't cross multiply, you still multiply by the denominators. That's okay. It's just that both of the denominators are same, right? So we have n minus 8. If you did it that way, it would have been a lot easier because, check it out. So all of this in yellow over, oops, I want highlighter, blue, let's call it blue, I guess. All of this in blue is one way to do it from here. And then what I'm doing right now is another way to do it. So instead of cross multiplying, we're multiplying both sides by both denominators. It's just that both denominators are the same, so what happens is they cancel out on each side, right? And you have 9 minus n equals 7, dot, dot, dot. Let's just say n equals positive 2, because we've already done that a couple times. Okay, so many different ways to solve this, you guys. I submit that the easiest way was the way I did it at the beginning, but different strokes for different folks. And we'll have plenty of time before the test to do some practice ones before there. Good luck studying. I have one more video coming out for question number 8.